everyone, today's tutorial is the plank and we're going to be looking at the extended arm plank and lots of different variations so that we can achieve a plank in the way that is most suitable for us or you as an individual. And because the plank is a foundation of lots of other exercises, some Pilates exercises and some body conditioning and strength exercises, I think that it's just really essential that we understand that we are holding our plank correctly before we maybe try to layer in other things like knee tucks and leg extensions and opposite arm to leg and all sorts of various things that we can do to challenge that plank posture. So we're going to begin with our foundation of the plank, which is an all fours box position. So I'm going to get you just to bring yourselves around to all fours. And I want you to place your hands shoulder width apart and make sure that your shoulders are right over your wrists and spread your fingertips nice and wide. And then I'm going to get you to make sure that your knees are hip width apart and directly under your hips, so your thigh bones are vertical. And then just draw gently up into your belly, so you're engaging into your abdominals and sliding your shoulders back. So your back is flat and supported and head in alignment with your spine. And it's really essential that we breathe correctly, that we don't hold our breath. And even this all fours box position is a really effective way of strengthening our upper body. We're supporting our own body weight, we're engaging into the abdominals, and if this is all you can manage to begin with, then that's absolutely fine. And at any time, you can just sink back and shake out the wrists and then set yourself up and begin again. And I always like to set up all of my variations of plank from this all fours position, and I'll talk to you about that a little bit more in a moment. So we come back into our all fours box position. Now if we want to progress this into a 3/4 kneeling plank, we can take our hands forward a pace, then transfer your body weight forward until your shoulders are again directly over your wrists. And then we just slightly tuck the pelvis under and slide the shoulders back and draw the belly up. Eyes are gazing down at the floor. And then here you're going to feel this is a lot stronger. You're really using your abdominals. You've got more weight being transferred through your wrists, so we're strengthening into our weight-bearing joints even more. And the most important thing on this exercise is that you're in this incline position, breathing around the ribs, that you don't sink your hips too low, because now you can see that my back is unsupported, so draw back up a bit, and also that you don't sit your bottom back, because now here in this position my abdominals aren't engaging at all. So you just float into that lovely 3/4 incline and hold there for a few breaths, breathing in and out around the rib cage. And then we can again sink back, sit back and shake out those wrists once more. All right, really nice. So then we're going to see about progressing that into a full plank. So again, I'm just going to bring my little mat in a little bit more. I like to set this one up from all fours again. So from all fours, drawing the shoulders back, drawing the belly up, so you're in a lovely neutral and supported position. We extend the right leg back and plant the toes into the floor. And you can always just come back to this sort of kneeling with one leg extended posture at any time. And then the idea is that without moving your body, because it's in the perfect position for your extended arm plank, you press your energy down into your hands, draw up into the belly, and then slip your left leg back, and there you are in your plank. So again, we want to make sure that we don't lower and collapse into the lower back. So draw up into the belly. And we also want to make sure that we don't push the hips back, because again, now we aren't engaging into the abdominals and we're more in that little sort of almost like an A-frame or a down dog. Not quite, but almost. So we want to make sure that we're in that perfect position. And then you can always just bring one knee back in, and then you can bring your other leg back in and sit back. And again, shake out those wrists. So I understand that for a lot of us, we can get really tired and achy in our wrists. And so that is why sometimes a forearm plank is a really good variation, which we'll look at in another tutorial. But meanwhile, even if your wrists do find it quite challenging, hold your plank postures, whether they're the modification or the progression, for just as long as you can manage. It might be that you just hold your planks for maybe 1 or 2 breaths, or you may be able to stay there for a little bit longer. So I'm going to just take you back then through all our variations. We're going to come back to all fours, and we're going to again come through into 3/4 plank. So we take one hand forward at a time, shift the body weight forward, shoulders over the wrists, tilt your pelvis into neutral, draw up into the belly, slide the shoulders back, breathing around the ribs for maybe 3 or 4 counts. So again, just checking that you don't collapse and you don't stick your bum in the air. Really nice. Good. So just hold there for as long as you can manage, and then sit back and shake your wrists out whenever you want to. And I'm just going to show you why I don't come into full plank from this position. Okay, so the reason I don't come into full plank from this position is because if you now extend your legs back, look at the position of my body. I'm collapsing into the lower back, putting a lot of stress, a lot of force into that lower back. And then we kind of go, oh, that doesn't feel right. Up we go. Oh no, that's not right. Down we go again. And it takes a long time to actually find that correct plank posture. So I'm going to shake my wrists out. So that is why I always like to set up my full plank in the same way, from that all fours box position. Spread the hands out, because when you take that right leg back, you are set up perfectly. Your hips are in exactly the right position. And if you can do this without coming up, coming down, if you can do this staying perfectly still, slide the shoulders back, draw up into the belly, and then let that leg go back without moving the hips, you're in a beautiful alignment. You're strong, you're supported, your back is protected, and you should be able to breathe nicely around those ribs. So there is your full plank. Perfect, guys. And shake out those wrists once more. So once you're happy with what option of plank you feel confident and comfortable to do, you can then layer in other challenges, which we'll come to, as I said, in other tutorials at another time. Thank you very much for joining me for the plank tutorial, and I will look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you.